Hello and welcome to this vlog. I haven't done a sit down haul for so long. I think it was since before COVID times, 2019. So if you're used to my charity shop hauls and that's why you like my channel, I'm hoping to do some more. So please keep coming back and check in or subscribe and press the notification bell so you don't miss any. So in the last year or so, I have been picking up reading a lot more. I used to read a lot when I was younger. I did A-level English Lit. And I used to kind of enjoy just reading in general as a hobby too. But then as I had the children and more children up to 7, there just became less time for reading. But since Michael's been at school full time, I have been picking it up a bit more. So I thought I'd show you the sorts of things that I like to read. It is quite varied. I've got a big pile here of various different things. And the only book I have bought brand new this year is Where the Crawdads Sing. Absolutely amazing book, really loved it. I haven't seen the film yet, but from the book, really good. So if you haven't read that one, please do read that one. But as I said, that's the only new book I brought, not just this year, but for many years, I think. I'm always picking up from charity shops or on eBay. If there's a specific author or book I'm looking for, I do normally do a search on eBay, and they've got sites like World of Books and Music Magpie on there that sell books really cheaply. And I found this little hint to get them a little bit cheaper. If you put them in your watch list and leave it there for a few days, you'll normally get a discount sent through from them and you get them even cheaper. So I think I've had books for like £2 something posted from there. But this today is all solely from charity shops. There are a couple that I have read already, so I'm going to give you kind of my views on those two first and then go through the books that I haven't read yet. I need to decide which one I'm going to read next because I just finished one yesterday. So I'll start with this one. Judith Kerr, When Hitler Stole Pink Rabbit. This one's set in 1933, so it's pre-war. This is just as Hitler comes into power. Judith Kerr, who you might recognise her name from When the Tiger Came to Tea, that's what she's quite famous for writing. Her father was a journalist and he was anti-Nazi regime, so he feared for his life and took his family away from Germany. First of all, they went to Switzerland, but because Switzerland's obviously quite a neutral country and doesn't like to get involved in anything, he found it hard to get work there. So they moved on to Paris, and quite a lot of the book is set in Paris. And then they do move on again to England at the end. So this is really good. I think it is actually more of a child's book. So maybe kind of between 10 and 12 maybe would be the lower age of starting this, I think. But really interesting to read anyway from an adult's point of view. And there are 2 more books in this series that follow on then through wartime, I'm guessing, which I have got at the moment on my eBay watch list. So I'm going to order those at some point, but I'm on a bit of a book buying ban at the minute until I've read everything that I've got. So yeah, highly recommend that one. Really good point of view, especially as they're refugees, and we've got a bit of a refugee crisis going on in the world at the minute with what's going on with Ukraine and Middle East. There's a lot of people fleeing where they come from for political reasons. So yeah, quite relevant really for today as well. This next one, Magpie by Sophie Draper. I've just finished reading this one yesterday. So I'm on Goodreads and I looked at the reviews on Goodreads and they were quite mixed. Some people said it was a bit slow, excuse me, but I didn't find it slow at all. So it's written, there's 2 main characters. There's Claire and her husband Duncan, and you will see they're set out like this. So you've got Claire before, and then you'll have Duncan before, Claire after, Duncan after. So you don't find out until towards the end kind of what this pivotal moment is, you know, for the before and the after. Although I did kind of guess, not the whole what happened, but I did guess part of what before and after kind of, I try not to give it away. But yeah, I did guess it. But a lot of people on there said they didn't guess it. So you might read it and be really shocked. A lot of people said they were shocked at the twist at the end, but I was kind of half expecting it. Really good book, I think. I did mark it as 5 stars on Goodreads. And then looking at the bottom here, She's got another one called Cuckoo. So I'm quite tempted to put that on my eBay. Like I just said, I'm not allowed to buy anything until I've read all this stack. But I did enjoy it, and I will be ordering Cuckoo. So that's Magpie by Sophie Draper, and that one was £1. I can't remember if I said, but the Judith Kerr book, that was also £1. And these were both from Rennie Grove Hospice Charity. The next two books are actually from Rennie Grove as well. These were £1 books. So this is one I picked up yesterday. The Memory Keeper's Daughter, and it's by Kim Edwards, who is the multi-million copy US #1 bestseller, apparently, this book, so should be a good read. I'll read you the blurb because I can't really tell you much about the story because I haven't read it. Families have secrets they hide even from themselves. It should have been an ordinary birth, the start of an ordinary happy family, but the night Dr. David Henry delivers his wife's twins is a night that will haunt 5 lives forever. For though David's son is a healthy boy, his daughter has Down syndrome, and in a shocking act of betrayal, whose consequences only time will reveal, he tells his wife their daughter died while secretly entrusting her care to a nurse. As grief quietly tears apart David's family, so little girl must make her own way in the world as best she can. And then there's like a review here from Sue Monk-Kidd, author of The Secret Life of Bees. And she says, an absolutely mesmerising premise, drawing you deeply and irrevocably into the entangled lives of 2 families and the devastating secret that shapes them both. Riveting. So that looks like quite a good book. If you were to have bought that now, that would have been £7.99. So I paid £1 for that one. So I think that's going to be quite a moving story by the sounds of it. Next one that I picked up yesterday, again from Rennie Grove Hospice. This one here, Dead to Me by Leslie Pierce. Over 10 million copies sold of this one. I did read a Leslie Pierce book before, which I actually picked up from the same shop, which was The House Across the Street, I think it was called. Couldn't put that book down. So really looking forward to this one because Leslie is a fantastic writer. So I'll read you the blurb again on this one. So it's spring 1935, so pre-war again. On London's Hampstead Heath, 2 girls meet by chance, well-mannered and smartly dressed, Verity, dishevelled and grubby Ruby. Yet this mismatched pair form an instant friendship strong enough to survive their parents' disapproval. When war engulfs the country, sending Ruby to Devon while Verity struggles to find new beginning under a shadow from her past, the girls are convinced they will always be there for each other, until one day one breaks the other's heart. Can Verity and Ruby find a way back to each other before it's too late? And then Marie Claire has put a gripping tale of war and friendship. And again, this one would have been £7.99 to buy, and I bought that for £1. So yeah, I might read that one next. I haven't decided yet. I'm going to read all these blurbs now and try and make my mind up. Right, so this is the start actually now. Scope do 8 items. Yeah, 8 items for £2. So I got 7 books and a DVD. So I'm not going to show the DVD today because obviously not a book. But so all these next ones work out at 25p each. Sorry, I'm just going to have a bit of my tea. So this one's called France's War. And it is by Francie Rabenek Epstein. One woman's story of hope, and you've got the Daily Express, which was said achingly moving, and the Mail on Sunday, which says extraordinary. And now I'm looking at this one. Might read this one next. I don't know. Right, so it says, in 1942, Francie Epstein, a young Jewish woman, was imprisoned in Terezin, a concentration camp close to home in Prague. Few could expect anything other than death, but for Francie, it was the start of a journey that would take her into the very heart of the Nazi genocide. Though a combination of guile, ingenuity, endurance and sheer bloody-mindedness, Francie survived not 1 but 5 death camps, including Auschwitz and Bergen-Belsen. In this astonishing memoir, Francie lays bare the appalling sacrifices she and other women had to make to survive. So I recently read another book which was set, I think it was Bergen-Belsen. which was called The Librarian of Auschwitz. And that was really, really moving. Quite harrowing, some of the things that was written in that. So this will be quite interesting to get another point of view on the Holocaust. It's just unbelievable what some people went through during the war. So that would be an interesting read. I did a review from The Librarian of Auschwitz. It was a really, really hard book to read, because, you know, these are true stories of people watching people they love die, basically, at the end of the day, in the most horrendous ways. So it's not a book that I can say I enjoyed reading, but it's quite an eye-opener and makes you quite humble. So I'm guessing I will get the same sort of feeling from that one. Right, this one here is a bit different. This is more of a crime thriller, I think, this one. So it's Dark Corners by Darren O'Sullivan. There's nowhere to hide from the past. So the blurb on this one: you thought you'd escaped your past. It's been 20 years since Neve's best friend Chloe went missing. Neve has never recovered and promised herself she'd never go back to that place. But secrets can come back to haunt you. When Neve receives news that her first boyfriend Jamie has gone missing, she's forced to return. Jamie has vanished without a trace, and his disappearance echoes the events of all those years ago. Somebody is watching and will stop at nothing until the truth about what took place that night is revealed. So again, this is another £7.99 book for 25p this time. So I was going to say it doesn't look like it's been read, but I think it has. But yeah, that sounds like a gripping thriller kind of book that I should enjoy. This one here is a bit more of a light-hearted one by the looks of it. So it's Daisy's Vintage Cornish Camper Van by Ali McNamara. There we go. So this is one of the other 25p books. It says in the back, welcome to the gorgeous Cornish town of St. Felix, where there's magic in the air. When Anna inherits a broken down camper van from her best friend, she takes a chance for a quick trip to Cornwall. Some sea air and fish and chips on the beach, just the tonic she needs. But St. Felix has bigger plans for Anna. She discovers a series of unsent postcards dating back to the 1940s hidden in the upholstery of the van. Anna knows that it's a sign that she'll make sure that the messages reach the person that they were meant for. And as the broken down van is restored to gleaming health, so Anna begins to find her way back to happiness. So that sounds like quite more of an uplifting book, this one. This one was originally £8.99 and 25p I paid for that one. We've got this one here, 9 Perfect Strangers, Leanne Moriarty. So she's the #1 best-selling author of Big Little Lies. I've never heard of her, to be honest, before, but it seemed like quite an interesting blurb to me. So, 1 luxury retreat in the middle of nowhere, 10 days in which no one can leave, 9 strangers seeking perfection, and each discovering the perfect lie. So the Times said it's fantastic. Marion Keyes says the twist blew my mind. Mail on Sunday said a super suspenseful page turner. Sunday Express will grip you from the first page. Claire McIntosh, original, suspenseful, downright brilliant. Good Housekeeping have said it's captivating, and the Daily Mail said it had me utterly hooked. So I've got some good reviews on there, so hopefully it's good. It did sound a bit kind of Big Brother meets, what's the other one I don't watch? Love Island. Shannon tells me it's good. Might be, not for me. But yes, I thought that'd be interesting. £8.99 that one should have been. 25p again. Getting there, 3 more. This one looks brilliant. So this is 7 Days to Save Her Son, Alexa Lake, and it's she's the best-selling author of After Anna. So the race against time to save her child. In 7 days, Maggie's son Max turns 3, but she's not planning a party or buying presents or updating his baby book. She's dreading it. Because in her world, 3rd birthdays are the days in which the unthinkable happens. She loses her child. For the last 12 years, Maggie has been imprisoned in a basement. Abducted age 15, she gave birth to 2 sons before Max, and on their 3rd birthdays, her captor came and took them from her. She cannot let it happen again, but she has no idea how to stop it, and the clock is ticking. So the Evening Standard on this one has said, you'll find it hard to fall asleep when the lights go out. Oozes with intrigue, that's Women and Home. And thoroughly entertaining is what Cass Green, best-selling author of In a Cottage in the Wood, has said. So I think that sounds really good. This is going to be towards the top of my to-read list, I think. And again, a £7.99 book for 25 pence. Right, this is the last novel that I picked up, and this is going to be a December read, as you can see. So one more for Christmas by Sarah Morgan, and she is a Sunday Times best-selling author, so she should be good. This year makes room for one more Christmas. Gail is a highly successful and motivated businesswoman, but her success has come at a price. She hasn't spoken to her daughters, Ella and Samantha, for years, but when Gail has an accident at work, she realises she needs to make amends with her family. And so she invites herself to join Ella and Samantha for their Christmas in the beautiful Scottish Highlands. The sisters are none too pleased that their mother has inserted herself into their Christmas plans. They have each other and don't need their mother back in their lives, or so they think. As they embark on their first family Christmas together in years, will three women learn that sometimes facing up to a few home truths is all you need to heal your heart. So yeah, and she's got a couple more books advertised there, so if this is good, I'll probably order those. So yeah, as I said, that'll be a Christmas read. I'm trying to look out for a few more Christmas books as well, so I can get into kind of the festive spirit. I think that'd be better to read these sorts of things around Christmas than maybe some of the darker things that I've got over here. And then the last one I've got I thought was really good at the moment, the cost of living crisis. So it's called Let's Preserve It, and it's by Beryl Wood. And basically it's like what you can do with all your leftover bits and pieces in your fridge, and like make jams and stuff, or if you see stuff reduced, because lots of you will know I love my yellow stickers, that you can then preserve it rather than with the fresh stuff obviously has to be eaten quite quickly. So I thought this would be a really handy book to pick up, so I can decide what to do with things that I pick up. So it says, first published in 1970, Beryl Wood's classic Let's Preserve It is the ultimate preserving Bible. The unique and comprehensive recipe book revives the art of making jam, jelly, pickles, chutney, fruit, butters and cheese, and celebrates the joys of transforming a surfeit of anything from apples to whortleberries into jars of sweetness. In this small encyclopedia, Wood distills the immense knowledge of earlier generations into a pantry full of simple, foolproof recipes that will give endless delight both to make and savour, including Seville marmalade, green tomato relish, tomato honey, and lemon curd. And there's a bit on the front by Nigella Lawson which says, I've long treasured my battered second-hand copy of this book, and now that it has been proudly reissued, others will be able to benefit from it too. And then there is a foreword from it by Rose Prince, which just talks about the book, because obviously this is a reissue. So yeah, I haven't had a proper, did try and sit down yesterday to have a look through, but the kids were wanting things. So we've got, let's have a look, let's flick through and find a random page. Pickled eggs. Never thought of pickling eggs, but this way she could do. Elderberry jam. What else have we got? Gooseberry and cherry jam. There's loads in here actually. It's a lot more than what I thought. I thought it was going to be one recipe per page, but there's quite a lot on there. Lemon and apple marmalade. Oh, that sounds nice. Might have to do that one. Lemon and apple curd. Let's find something else. Marrow and orange jam. Well, if I make any of these, which hopefully I will do, I will update you and let you know what they are like. A pineapple jam. Passion fruit jam. Dried peas. Pickled onions. My dad used to do that. I wonder if he still does. Yeah, so that would be a nice book to go onto my bookshelf in the kitchen. All the other books that I read, I normally give away on Facebook Marketplace, all to friends if they've shown an interest in. So I do try to recycle them after I've recycled them, which is a really good thing to do as well. So if you're here still, we've done 20 minutes. So thanks for watching the whole 20 minutes. I might do like a book review after I've read all these. So if you're interested in that, then just pop a comment in the box below so I know whether to make that video or not. But yeah, really looking forward to reading these. I think, what am I going to read first? I might go, I think I'm going to go with this one, France's War. I'm going to read that one first, I think. So yeah, I'll pop that on my coffee table, ready to read in a bit. Thank you for watching this, much appreciated. Please put a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I'll leave a comment in the description box below whether you've read any of these or if you've got any recommendations of what I could maybe look for next in the charity shops. That would be great. Thanks for watching.